guys, so today's video is going to be my July favorites. Sorry, I'm just deleting something. So yeah, today's going to be my July favorites. I cannot believe we're already in August. I know I say that almost before every single video, but it's kind of crazy. Like, I feel like the time in quarantine has just been kind of flying by. It's been almost 5 months since things have just gotten really different and crazy, and I just hope everybody's doing okay. You know, I have my ups and downs as well, but I do like to make my channel kind of just a little bit of an escape and to talk about the makeup I'm still using, because I am pretty much a daily makeup wearer. So I'm pretty much going to tell you guys mostly the newer products. I've been using a ton this month. So I really have been concentrating on using a lot of the newer products that I accumulated. I just forgot to grab one gloss that's living in my purse because I love it. There it is. Okay. So let's start with eyeshadow palettes, because I have quite a few to talk about, because since I didn't purchase a new palette this past month, if I could find room for everything on this desk, that'd be great, because somehow I still don't have enough room for everything. Okay, so I was involved with a lot of collabs this past month, and it really has been getting me out of my comfort zone. Not that I don't like doing extravagant looks, I really do. And I like changing it up with like golds and reds for neutral. Also, I do orange, pink, and red looks for everyday looks. So it's not like I don't play with color. I just don't do green, blue, and purple looks that often. But I still do yellow looks, orange looks, pink looks, and like looks like this. So we're going to start off with eyeshadow palettes. So since I didn't get any new eyeshadow palettes this month, like I really just restricted myself this month. Well, till the end of the month, because technically I hadn't gotten a new palette since the GimMe Glow Extra Spicy palette, which was at the end of June, like around like June 25th. So from June 25th till about July 25th or 26th, I didn't purchase any new palettes. I did order one new palette like the 26th or 27th this past month, but I'm not gonna try it until Monday, because it's not gonna get here till Monday. So I made it through the whole month of July, not trying a new eyeshadow palette. So it really gave me the opportunity to utilize some of my newer palettes and really get some use out of them, because I feel like if I get too many palettes in 1 month, I really can't show the love to the newer palettes that I have in my collection. So the first palette I wanted to mention is the Storybook Cosmetics Briar Rose palette. This palette was actually given to me by Marley, XO Marley, and I have been using this quite a bit. I think I used it for one look before this, but I did use this mostly in my Sleeping Beauty Aurora inspired makeup look with Allie and Brittany, and I used quite a bit of these shades for that look, and they were just so pretty. And I'm definitely going to use this again for another look coming up this Wednesday. But yeah, I really have been enjoying this one more. The shimmers are really nice in here, and the mattes are a little bit soft and kind of get faded, but the shimmers in here are great. So I just wanted to give it a little bit of a shout out, because I really did enjoy using this in that look, and I really love how that look turned out, because I did one eye pink and one eye blue, like make it pink, make it blue, and I just thought, of course, this palette was perfect to use for that. So that's the first one. Then, of course, I have to mention my Glam Light Pizza Slice palette. Glam Light is such a great brand, you guys. I probably have talked about them a couple of times in favorites videos now. Maybe once, because I did get this palette back in June. So I did mention it in my June favorites video, like before I hauled it, because, sorry, just a little bit thirsty. I did talk about it in my June favorites video, because I got it around the middle of June, and then I've been using it this whole month of July, And honestly, their formula is so beautiful, you guys. It's very super smooth, very easy to blend, and I feel like the hype is real about this brand, and I feel like people just really need to try it out for themselves. At least just try one palette. Like, I'm not encouraging you to spend money right now if you're not able to, but when you can, or when you start wearing makeup again, or if you're even wearing makeup at all, I would highly suggest trying at least one of their palettes. Like, pick your favorite food and go with that palette, or pick your favorite color scheme and pick that palette, because their formula is so blendable and beautiful and soft. And I really have been enjoying this palette, and I just really wanted a pizza palette because I just thought it was so freaking cute. And I did think that this was a palette that I was going to use quite a bit, and I just love the shape. It's just so adorable. I'm not going to swatch any of them because I have used this quite a bit on my channel, so you can just check out those looks if you want. But yeah, I've been using this a lot too, so I just wanted to give this one a shout out as well, of course. I have been using this quite a bit because I really wanted to concentrate on using my newer palettes in my collection this month. So that's that one. Okay, and then the next one is probably the one that I got the most use out of this month, because I've had this palette since I believe the end of April, and I can't believe I haven't really used it all that much. So that's why in June I really wanted to focus on using it more. And I'm talking about the, oh, let's not do that. That'll blind you. The Haus Labs Stupid Love eyeshadow palette. I really have been utilizing this quite a bit for my collab looks. I've been using a ton of the blue shades, especially Enigma and Sign. Those are always my go-to blue mattes now if I need to use a blue in a collab look. I used them in my Sleeping Beauty look, and I also used them in my Elements look. I used Enigma, Sign, and Rain on Me like a halo eye, and it was so pretty. So I really have been enjoying this palette. I think the mattes blend so well. The shimmers do take some work. There are quite a bit of beautiful shimmers in here though. Some of them are kind of duds, like 1,000 Doves and Replay, and Alice is really crumbly, but it is a really pretty lid shade. But the rest of the lid shades I really do enjoy. Fun Tonight's gorgeous, so is Rain on Me. Sour Candy and Babylon are really nice for just regular neutral looks. So I was just really happy I got a lot more use out of this palette this month. I will swatch just a couple of these. Like, the mattes are so good. Like, I think that she really did a great job on the mattes. I'm not going to swatch all of them. I'll just do a few. But you see how that Rain on Me shade just doesn't swatch that well? But it actually is really nice on the lid. But it swatches like with such hard pan from the palette. Let's just swipe those again. And that's what those look like. That one's Sign. This one is Peace. And this one is Rain on Me. As you can see, Rain on Me is very, very sheer when you swatch it. But when you build it up on the eyes, it's actually really beautiful. So I feel like with these, they work the best with like a glitter base. And I know there's been a lot of mixed reviews about this palette, but it's not my favorite palette either. There's definitely palettes I like more. And I do think you could get a similar kind of palette from Colourpop for half the price. But since it's Gaga, I really wanted to pick it up. I thought that this was the first palette I was actually intrigued by her. And I really do like it. And the matte lip crayon is really nice too. So, I'm hoping that this is the right way because I can never figure it out. All right, so that's that palette. Really like this one. Been enjoying it this past month. Okay, then, of course, we have to mention some Colourpop palettes, but I did use quite a bit of these in some collabs, I believe. So first, I just wanted to shout out my So Jaded palette because you guys know how much I love this palette. I think I did use it once or twice this past month, but it's just always like my go-to palette, and I really did enjoy doing the Birthstone collab with Brittany. I've been dying to do a birthstone look on my channel. I was honestly thinking about starting a birthstone series with this palette and do each birthstone each month, like next month I'll do September's birthstone, and then October, and so on. I don't know the birthstones for those, but I know my brother's birthstone in November is topaz, so I think I'm gonna start doing that. Because I still haven't started my color series yet. Just because I've been doing so many collabs, I think that this would be an easier series to do, because then I can get some use out of this palette every month. Because you guys know I still use this palette like crazy. But yeah, I loved the Peridot look. This is one of the best shades like I've ever tried from Colourpop. It's probably my favorite shade from them probably ever, because it's just, because I really can't think of another shade I love more than this one. And I'm not just saying this because it's my birthstone shade. It's just ridiculous how beautiful it is. And then Amethyst, I really want to use this one in a Maleficent look, because I'm probably going to do that next, because I'm trying to do like a Sleeping Beauty series on my channel, so you'll see that on Wednesday. I'm just not telling you what it is, but you'll see. It's a Sleeping Beauty inspired look. So that's a purple shimmer, and it's so gorgeous. I'm like, it's not a matte. So yeah, just wanted to say how much I love this palette again. I mean, you guys already know. I'm wearing Pearl on my inner corners today, which is one of my favorite inner corner highlights. And then I'm wearing My Precious on the brow bone. And then the rest of my eye look is another Colourpop palette. I've just been trying to utilize my Colourpop palettes the past few days, because I am getting 2 new palettes soon. So because since I was on a no-buy for July, I was like, I really wanted to pick up these other 2 palettes. So speaking of Colourpop, I just wanted to give this one a shout out as well. So this is the Disney Midnight Masquerade palette by Colourpop, and I'm actually wearing this one on my eyes today. As you guys know, this is still one of my favorite palettes from them. This was in my top 5 palettes of being like number 3 or something, next to the So Jaded and Sweet Talk. This is pretty much my favorite Colourpop palette. It's just, the mattes are so rich and the shimmers are so stunning. I'm wearing Enchanted in the crease, then I darkened up the crease more with Gaston. Then I used Quasimodo on the outer corners, and then I put Mrs. Potts on the lid, but I also dabbed just a tiny bit of Dolce over that, just to make it a little bit more subdued and a little bit more antique-y feeling. Antique-y looking, I mean. Because this is just straight up like yellow gold, and it's so beautiful. Like, this is also one of my favorite shades from them. It's just such a beautiful yellow gold shade. And the mattes in here are just beautiful. And then I smudged Nutmeg on the lower lash line, and that's what I used from this palette. And it's just one of my favorite looks to do with this palette. It's so good. And I also used quite a few of these shades in my Sleeping Beauty look. I used, of course, Merryweather, and of course, Spinning Wheel, because, hello, those are the Sleeping Beauty shades. And then I also used Floating Lantern and Royal Ball, and a little bit of Damsel, and I think New Dream. Maybe it was just Damsel. But I used these as the glitters in my crease for that look, and I thought it just looked so beautiful. So you guys know how much I love this palette. I just wanted to give it another shout out, because it's so good. We have 2 more palettes to talk about, and then I don't really have too many favorites, honestly, because I'm mostly just concentrating on newer things that I've gotten, and these are most of the newer things that I've gotten. So, okay, then one more Colourpop palette. I just wanted to give the Honey palette another shout out, because I have been using this palette quite a bit again. Because I love doing yellow looks in the summertime, so I did utilize some of these shades in the live that I did with Brittany on YouTube. And I just love this palette for summer looks. Like I said, it's not my favorite formula that they've done, and this is actually my least favorite Colourpop palette in my collection, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to use it in the summer, because I really love these yellow tones in the summertime. Again, I just don't think the mattes are as good. I think these mattes are good. Sweet Spot and Oh Behave. And these ones are good too. It's just Buzzkill, I think, is a buzzkill for this palette. But the shimmers are stunning. If you want a yellow palette, I would I will highly recommend, like, I'm like the only person that reviews these palettes. I would highly recommend this palette if you're looking for a good, like, easy summer palette. So, and then the last palette, which has been my all-time favorite palette that I've used this whole year. This has definitely been my top palette this whole year, is the Gimme Glow Extra Spicy palette. It's just, I used this palette so much this month, and I just freaking love it. It's just so freaking stunning and gorgeous, and I just think that this is the ultimate summer palette for me. I just think, you know, hot summer nights, outdoors drinking a margarita, not drinking a tequila. Or drinking a peach martini or something, and just, it gives me like sunset beach vibes, and it's just so freaking gorgeous. Again, these shimmers are just amazing. Like, I can't not swatch these. This is Ghost Pepper and this is On Fire. And I keep on telling, like, everyone, you need to try more Give Me Glow. So this one is Ghost Pepper, and this one is On Fire. Gorgeous. So yeah, love that. You guys know, so I don't really have to rave about it anymore, but it's amazing. So love this guy. Sorry, my boyfriend's texting me. Just give me one. Okay, so yeah, I really do love this palette so much, and it kind of put like my other purchases on hold from other brands because I was just dying to try another Give Me Glow palette, and I just thought this was such a perfect palette for me because you guys know how much I love warm tone shades, and orangey shades and gold shades are like my weakness. So I was like, I need this because their formula is just so amazing. I kind of wish I would have waited for this palette to come out in June, but the Vintage Rose palette is so gorgeous for spring that I'm like, maybe I'm going to end up purchasing a palette from them every season. I don't know. But yeah, it's gorgeous. I love it. And then speaking of eyeshadows, I just wanted to give a few shout outs to Lele Posh because I've kind of completely fallen in love with her shimmer shades. Also, this palette from Colourpop, how freaking stunning this is this? And look at the back. Like, this kind of satisfied my urge to get the Butterfly, like, Flutterby palette from Colourpop. So that's why I got the empty palette. And these shades are so beautiful, you guys. I used quite a bit of these for my Debbie look, for my dear friend Debbie, Debutante on YouTube. I used like Celestial in the crease, and then I used Divinity on this half of my crease, and then I put Debutante all over the lid, and it was such a beautiful look. And then Encore, of course, is stunning. I really haven't used it all that much. I've only used it like once or twice. I really need to use it more. I'm probably going to utilize it in my next collab look coming up. But it's such a beautiful like green, like duochrome shade. Oh, it's so beautiful. And then the other shade that I've been using a ton this month, because it's such a gorgeous like inner corner highlight, I've been using this Divina Cosmetics shade. This is the only Divina shade that I own in my collection. I might order like 2 shades from them just to fill this palette, and also maybe have some other like inner corner highlights from them. But I also really want to try like one of their Butterfly shades, but I am going to have another shade in here very soon, or 2 more shades potentially, because I ordered from Classy Cake Cosmetics as well. I only ordered like 4 things, but I did order like an eyeshadow or 2, so I'm going to stick them in here. But anyway, this Divina Cosmetics shade is called Cake Mom. And this is one of their Sugar Drop eyeshadows, and I got this because of Debbie. I won it on one of her lives, and it's such a gorgeous, like, look how freaking reflective that is. Like, Divina Cosmetics shadows and Lele Posh shadows are just unreal with the shimmer. Same thing with Gimme Glow. Like, Gimme Glow is still my top favorite because they're so buttery smooth and they're so shiny. But Lele Posh and Divina Cosmetics is pretty much tied with Colourpop for me. They're becoming like some of my favorite formulas ever for shimmers. They're amazing. So this one is Cake Bomb, and that is ridiculous. It's so beautiful, and it's not even picking up like the blue reflect on camera. It's just reflecting like white, but in person it reflects like blue and purple and white. It's so beautiful, and I've been using it a ton on my inner corners to add like an extra pop. And it's so beautiful. So I just needed to talk about that shade. And then what I really wanted to talk about from Lele Posh are the Sugar Babies, because I've been using these a ton in my collab looks. So the first one is Keep Me Icy, and I use this a lot in my Elements look, I believe. I used it like on the center of my lid to kind of create like a watery effect. Like sparkly, like, you know, that when the sun's like reflecting off the water, that's kind of like what I wanted to go for that. So I used this. It's like a beautiful blue. I mean, I'm not going to swatch it because it's going to go everywhere, but it's like a beautiful white with like blue glitters in it. So I was like, I had to use it for that look, and it looks so beautiful. And then I also used the Cash App shade. This one is pretty easy to put on the lid as like a lid topper. It's really gorgeous, but I also use this in my birthstone look, and I put it over Peridot, and it made it so beautiful and sparkly. I mean, the Peridot shade, again, is amazing, but this just adds like that extra pop, and it looks so beautiful. So this one's like a green one with like green and gold glitters. It's white based with green and gold glitters, and it's so beautiful. And then the last one is Daddy Issues, which I did use on my inner corners in the Debbie look. And I do use this sometimes as like a lid topper. And this one's a really gorgeous, like very sparkly, pinky, purplish kind of one. And it's so beautiful. So had to shout those out. Okay, so now let's just talk about a few cheek products. I just want to talk about one foundation first. So I did recently get and this is the first foundation I've added to my collection in like 3 months. So this is the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hydrolonic Hydrating Foundation. I know that's kind of a mouthful, but I honestly end up mostly loving almost every Colourpop foundation I tried. But this is my all-time favorite foundation from Colourpop. I absolutely love this foundation. I love the tinted moisturizer as well, but this feels like the tinted moisturizer, but it just has such beautiful coverage. It looks skin-like, but it covers so beautifully. I'm like, this is becoming one of my favorite foundations. Like, the difference between this and the No Filter foundation and the No Filter stick foundation is that those are more matte. So those are more for like oily skin. But this one, I feel like anyone can use because I still feel like it adds really beautiful coverage for someone who has oily skin. But it's also like, it kind of reminds me of like a dupe for the Anastasia foundation. I feel like I kind of get similar coverage. I actually didn't even think about that. They're kind of very similar. That's probably why I love this foundation so much. It's that it's not too matte. It's like a demi matte finish. It's like a satin matte. It's so beautiful. So ever since I got it, I was using it basically almost that whole week when I first got it. And then I've been using it quite a bit. And I really do love it. So I just wanted to say this is becoming one of my favorite Colourpop foundations. Actually, it's my favorite. Like, this is like top 5 for me in my collection right now as far as like my favorite foundations go. Like, this is amazing. I don't know how long it lasts though, because I've been mostly wearing it to work with a mask on, and then my foundation does wear off my nose and around like my mouth area. Not necessarily around here, but since I, you know, sometimes have to pull my mask off to eat in the back, or like if I have an itch or something, I'll go to the bathroom and wash my hands, and then I'll like itch my face or something, so it will like wear off. So I'm not sure of the lasting power, but the coverage and the way it makes your skin look when you finish your makeup, it's beautiful. So I highly recommend this. I'm in the shade Fair 05W, but again, I'm not trying to get too many foundations right now because when am I really going to wear them other than wearing them to work? or wearing them to my boyfriend's house or wearing them for a video. So yeah, love this guy. And then speaking of foundation, I forgot to pick out, like liquid products. I forgot to grab another concealer. Because I still haven't tried any new concealers in like 2 months or so. Actually, I haven't tried any new concealers this year. The only concealers I purchased were repurchased ones, which were the Maybelline and the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind and the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea. Okay, so the concealer I wanted to mention is the coinciding concealer with the Pretty Fresh collection, but this came out with the tinted moisturizer. But I always found that this had way more coverage than the tinted moisturizer, so I feel like these two are kind of like a match made in heaven. They look so beautiful together. So I've been wearing them a ton together. But also I wanted to mention this one because this is my favorite concealer to use for cut creases. I just really like the formula of this because it's very liquidy and creamy when you put it on, but it also dries pretty fast. It doesn't dry fast enough for you to not be able to blend it out into the crease, but it's just, I find that it works really nicely for cut creases, so I've been using it a ton for that. I've been using it for every cut crease I've done this month, and the Lion King look and the Sleeping Beauty look, etc. So yeah, I love this guy, and this one's in the shade Fair 07C. Okay, and then just one powder because I did actually use up my Colourpop No Filter powder this past month. I'm very happy. I just wanted to mention the next powder I'm working on, but also I really have been enjoying this one this month. Is the Hourglass Translucent Veil Setting Powder. This is a really nice, silky, smooth powder, very lightweight, and I think that the mini size of this is way more reasonably priced than the full size, which is like $50, so I really love this powder. I might repurchase the Thrive Cosmetics powder after I use up this one because I really do miss that powder, and that's still my favorite powder. Because then after I use up this one, I'll only have 2 other loose powders in my collection. So yeah, really have been enjoying this guy. And then just one more eye product, and I have purchased quite a bit of colored liners this month, but this is the one I've been using the most. This is the LA Girl Shockwave Neon Eyeliner in the shade Electric because I wanted to start picking up more like colorful liners for collabs. So I've been using this one for my Elements look, and I think I used it for something else. I can't remember what it was for. But I really have been enjoying this, and it's a really pretty vibrant electric blue on the waterline. So I really like that. So I did purchase quite a few shades. I got like the purple, the yellow, the green, this color, and like a couple of the lip liner colors, which I didn't realize they were lip liners, but I've ended up using those too. So those are nice too, but the eyeliners are pretty nice. And then just a few cheek products. So this order took basically a month to get to me, but again, Kaleidos is a overseas brand. I believe they're a UK brand. So I got their new Kaleidos Lo-Fi Duo blushers, and I really have been enjoying these. These are super, super buttery soft. They're beautiful. I really have been enjoying the Punch shade as a everyday blush shade, and then I put this shade over it, which is called Igari, but I've also used this as a highlight, and it's beautiful. But they're so silky smooth. And they look so stunning on the face. So this one is the Punch shade, which is that blush, and then Igari is the highlight. They're very subtle and soft on the swatches, but on your face they're really beautiful, and they really build up beautifully. And the highlight's like a really beautiful like duochrome peachy shade. It's so pretty on the face. Sorry, I'm trying to see if my brother's back with his friend. And then the other one is this pink duo. It's kind of like a light pink. So this isn't too pink if you want to use it for like a more warm toned eyeshadow look. So this one is called Mood, and the highlight is called Bloom. And these are stunning as well. The Mood shade is such a pretty, like, neutrally pink. I'm, like, not a huge daily, like, pinky blush makeup wearer. I like wearing peach blushes or nude blushes on an everyday basis. But if I wear a pink, like, eye look, I like wearing a pink blush. But I like using this because, oh, I forgot to grab the Sailor Moon blushes. It's a very subtle pinky color, and it's a really great everyday shade. And then Bloom is like this beautiful, shifty, like pinky purple highlight. It's so beautiful. So I really have been enjoying these. And then since I loved the Solar Sailor highlight so much from Kaleidos, and I really loved their formula, I decided to get another shade from the newer collection, and this one is called Diamond Dasher, and this is also stunning. It's a beautiful, like, champagne-y peach color, and it's so pretty. It's so pretty. And that's what it looks like. I've been using this a ton this month. I've been using it, like, at least 3 times a week. It's such a pretty highlighter, so I really have been enjoying that as well. So I really have been using this blush a ton this month, but besides those, the other blush that I've been using a ton is the shade Cat's Eye from the Sailor Moon collection from Colourpop. This has also been a great everyday shade for me. These are kind of more like, this one's a little bit more vibrant, but also, like, it's not as vibrant in the pan as it is on the face. Like, you have to build it up. But it's really pretty, so I really have been enjoying this one again. I think I mentioned this in my last favorites video, but I still have been using it a ton this month. It's a really pretty everyday shade. And then I also have been using the pink quite a bit this month because I wanted to get more use out of that. And this is really pretty. I really have been using this every time I do, a pink look, and it's such a pretty blush. So I feel like the overall collection was very neutral. I feel like since these were the products that sold out faster than the eyeshadow palette. Like, the eyeshadow palette's really pretty too, but I just don't think that the collection's very versatile, and they made it very, like, you know, obviously it was more so about her and Luna than about like the other Sailor Scouts, but I kind of wish they might come out with more collections with Sailor Moon, but they restocked it twice this month, so I hope you guys were able to get your hands on the blushes, because the blushes were like the really hot item. And then, speaking of highlights, I just wanted to give a shout out to Lele Posh's Majesty. I didn't really use this too much when I first got it, but I've used it quite a bit this month, and it is so stunning. Again, I'm not going to swatch this because it's gonna go everywhere, but it's such a beautiful, like, white base, like pinky purple, sparkly as hell highlight. Like, it is intense, and it is just so beautiful whenever I do, like, a more glittery look. So I really have been enjoying that as well. And then the last blush I wanted to mention is I have been using my Midnight Masquerade collection quite a bit, but I've also been using this blush quite a bit. I'm actually wearing it today because I wanted to do, like, a Belle look. So I did also use the Luxe lipstick from the Belle collection, from the Midnight Masquerade collection. I just love this blush. You guys know how much I love this blush. It's such a beautiful mid-toned blush for every day, but it's a little bit more exciting than, like, an everyday neutral blush. It's just such a gorgeous color. And then I only have like 3 or 4 lip products to talk about, because these are really the only lip products that I've been using this past month, or what I've been using more frequently. I don't have to mention this. I use these all the time, the lip liners from Lime Crime. So I did want to talk about the Sailor Moon Ultra Blotted Lip in the shade Usagi. I didn't really use this again too much last month, but I have used it quite a bit this month. And it's a really pretty, like, kind of softer pink shade. Like, I wouldn't be, like, too afraid of this because it's, like, more of, like, a darker pinky color. Like, it's not more of, like, a hot pink. It's more of, like, a wearable pink. It's a really pretty summer shade. I just don't love the Ultra Blotted Lip formula, but this is a nice lip color. And then I also have been enjoying the coinciding lip gloss in the shade Moon Tiara. which is like a really pretty peachy gloss shade. I really like that as well. And then from Glamlight, I really wanted to shout out their lip glosses. I've been using these two quite a bit this month. They have such a comfortable formula. This one is the Tequila Gloss, which is just a clear gloss, but I keep on getting more lipstick in it because I put it over almost every lipstick almost every day because it's such a comfortable formula. And then this one is the Peach Margarita shade, and this one is so pretty. I love using that to like make my lips juicier over like a lipstick, and it just looks so pretty. And then I just forgot to mention my Thrive bronzer. I've been using this quite a bit for work in the shade Rhea, and I just love this bronzer, you guys. It's such a beautiful like buttery bronzer, and it's so easy to apply, and I just really wanted to utilize another bronzer in my collection because I basically use the Physicians Formula or the Milani on an everyday basis, so I'm like, I need to use something else. So because those are my go-to summer bronzers. And then the last product is the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hydrolonic Acid Setting Mist. I like this way more than the Fenty Beauty one. I feel like the Fenty Beauty one kind of dries out my face. Sorry, I'm getting hungry. I need to get food for me and my boyfriend and go. But this is so nice. It's very hydrating, and I feel like it actually hydrates my skin because the Fenty Beauty is supposed to be a dewy setting mist, but I haven't used this since I've gotten this. I've been using this like 2 weeks straight already. I picked this up at Ulta, and it's just such a nice, it just feels so good. Like if I need a refresher, I'll just spray it again. I mean, it does have a very coconutty scent, but I feel like it's way more refreshing than the Fenty Beauty one. So I really have been enjoying this. And then the last two products I wanted to mention are the Colourpop sponges. They did only came out with these like last month or so, and I believe it was Beauty by Grey that recommended these to me on Instagram. I asked like if anyone has oh no, on one of my lives I asked my subscribers that were watching on which sponges they like, and she recommended these. So I was like, you know what, I really want to try these. So I ordered the whole set, and I've been having like 3 of the sponges in rotation because I don't want to use all of them yet. And I really have been enjoying the Complexion Sponge for foundation, but I've also just been using this one for like a week now as my foundation, and because this one is the defining one, like where you can define like your concealer and stuff. And I really have been enjoying this one a lot. I feel like this one's way softer than this one, but this one's still really good. So I really have been liking that one as well. And then one more thing, I just wanted to mention the Ardell Natural Wispies. I really have gotten into false lashes this past month. I've bought false lashes, colored liners, cut creases. You know, I really have just been trying to expand my makeup horizons, and winged liner. Like, can you believe I did a winged liner look? So I really have been enjoying these for collab looks, and I'm sorry they're like kind of a mess, but they're really beautiful. And I feel like they're not too dramatic. Like, I would even wear these on like an everyday basis. Like, I'm obviously not going to wear false lashes going to my boyfriend's house. Like, that's just too much. But I might wear these, like, on my birthday because I actually feel like they're very comfortable to wear. So I really have been loving these for the collab looks. I really feel like false lashes add... People are right. They add so much more to your look. I was just always so afraid to try them because I always felt like I couldn't apply them right. And I'm still kind of struggling with them. I kind of feel like I want to try magnetic lashes at some point. I might order the ones that Brittany uses, but if you guys have any magnetic lashes recommendations, please leave them in the comments. And yeah, that's it, you guys. So please like and subscribe. Follow me on all my social media. Please let me know if you guys have been using makeup this month. I usually ask this every month just to know if you guys have been using anything regularly or wearing makeup at all. I would love to know. So thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. Bye.